What's going on, guys? So today we're just gonna go over some of the Hunter talents here in Dragonflight Prepatch. This is probably subject to change when Dragonflight actually comes out, but this is what I'm working with right now. If you guys want a link to these talents, I'll put it in the description below if you just want to copy them. But we'll just talk it over a little bit right now and go over some like the big choices and some things like that. So yeah, just to get it started right away. As MM, you don't really need this left side of the tree for your pet damage too hard. For kill command, all that stuff, you don't really need that. So we just go kill shot, improve kill shot, gust shot, obviously, pose hay. Some of these are like pretty obvious to take. Like obviously you're gonna take a kick. So this is nice. Having a real wall now is pretty cool. I'm excited for that. That'll be fun. Like actually have like a real defensive we can press that actually like means something. Tar Trap obviously is sick. Entrapment, this is a really cool new ability. When you Tar Trap, you get a little root. That's like a little like Wrath classic in Dragonflight, a little entrapment. That's gonna be really fun to play around with. Like since we lose Binding Shot root, like we still have a root DR now with Tar Trap. It's just kind of built into the Tar Trap. So like you drag people around pillars, Tar Trap them, and you can like Tar Trap things as they're running towards your healer to like slow them to like stop the CC. This is what kind of bothers me about some of the new talent trees though. Like having Scary Beast and Trank Shot here, like I hate when Blizzard like does these new revamps for talent systems and they're like, let's just take some of your baseline abilities and force you to put talents into them. Because what ends up happening is then you just like have to trade some random stuff for like stuff that should be baseline. Like you don't need Scare Beast into every game, right? Like, so there's no reason to take Scare Beast because you're not going to get value from it from every game. You're only going to get value in against games where you actually can Scare Beast stuff, like a Druid. So, like, you just don't take that. And it kind of forces you to make all these, like, random builds where, like, maybe if I want to play against a Druid and I want to, like, get some Scare Beast and make some plays, I'll play with Druid, you know? But I don't know. I digress. Let's get back to the reading through the talents. So this is like this should be like a big choice, right? Like it's an Intim or X, but randomly they just put high explosive trap there, so it's just not a big choice at all. Obviously, you should take Intim every single time. I don't really see any situation where you would want to take high explosive trap over Intim. So Scatter versus Binding Shot, this is actually an interesting choice. I feel like Scatter is just better overall because we have our own stun DR with Intim. But it could be nice to have two stuns, like Binding Shot and Intim. I haven't really tested Binding Shot too much, though. Scatter is just so many different ways you can use Scatter. Like, I really like scattering the kill target as, like, pre-CC and then, like, intimming him out as I push the healer for a trap. Like, that seems really nice with, like, the flow of the game. But, yeah, even just Scatter for cross, like, there's just so many different ways to use Scatter and, like, I don't know. I don't really like how they rework Binding Shot. I wish they left it as root, and I wish they just left it baseline for MM, but here we are. So, yeah, I think Scatter is just better. There probably are some situations where maybe Binding Shot's better if you're playing with someone on your team that like doesn't have a stun. Maybe we're playing MM Destro again, you know, and we want to use Binding Shot just to have some more stuns for the boys, so we would Intim and Binding Shot. But I think overall, just like a standard build, Scatter is just so nice, and you can also just Scatter Trap too sometimes, you know, like when you have to, just for pressure. That's really good. So yeah, these are pretty much nothing really to say there. Obviously, you take these. Oh yeah, this is a choice here. I don't know. I'd rather get the 40%. 20% wall really doesn't do much. Making it a 40% makes it like a real wall. Cause like a 20% wall, like bark skin, it doesn't really do much. 20% is not nearly as much as 40. I'd rather have a 40 for sure. So it actually does something. Because if you like pre 20% wall to go, you're probably still kind of fucked if it's like big cooldowns. But if you pre 40% wall, like a big go, you might actually be chilling to live the stun and then feign death out. Obviously, I love me some camouflage. So yeah, for pre-patch right now, so since we're missing 10 levels, right, you're gonna get 5 points in each tree. So this is like the new Kieran arrow, Sentinel Owl. They made it a little bit worse though. It's like when they leave the arrow on the ground, like right now, if you throw the Kieran arrow, oh, I can't do it because it's only works in arena still. But if you throw the Kieran arrow and they run out of it, if they run out of it, they'll still be tagged for a couple seconds. But the new Sentinel arrow, if they run out of it, they're not tagged anymore. So it's still gonna be nice when people run from you in like situations where they're about to like just barely get away. You could like drop it and get a couple extra globals in before they run out of it. So that's gonna be really nice. But right now in Prepatch, since we don't have the extra 5 points to allocate, I don't take it because we have the Kyrian arrow still. But yeah, so I'm going down the explosive shot route here instead of Serpent Sting because we take Serpent Stalker's Trickery here on the other side, but we'll get to that in a bit. I think explosive shot, a little extra burst on the go will be nice with the chakrams. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much to talk about there. So the extra 5 points you would get in this tree would be like 1 point Sentinel Owl, 1 point here to give it to your party members, and then 2 points in straight shots and get Steel Trap. So that's the 5 extra points there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get an extra root TR that you lose with Binding Shot. You won't get like the AoE root, but you can still get your root TR and utility. So that's cool. So basically all hunter specs pretty much have the same utility now. There's no real like spec identity in terms of utility. Everyone pretty much has the same utility, so it's just going to come down to like who pumps the most. So right now, damage honestly does feel a little underwhelming, but we'll see what happens at max level. But yeah, so for the Marks tree, aim shot, crack shot. I didn't take Chimera. I don't think this actually really does damage. You could mess around with the Lone Wolf build, but I honestly don't even think this is worth anymore just because you have pet stun now. Like the biggest weakness of used to just be how we don't have our own stun, so like now you just play more like a normal hunter with your pet out like every game, and you have like a stun, like you have Intim. And like you can take Ross every game now because scatter is like quote unquote baseline. So you don't really need to play Lone Wolf anymore like I used to in Shadowlands. But yeah, rapid fire, streamline, surging shots to make your double tap rapid fires do work. With how they nerfed aim shot, I don't think there's ever a situation, even with the careful aim talent, I don't think there's ever a situation where you want to double tap aim shot, which is how they gutted aim shot. I think you just always double tap rapid fire, so surging seems really good for that. Death blow is obviously a beast. It's basically a flayed shot, right? You get like just random kill shot procs, and then they added the pouch to it. Double tap, target practice. I like having bursting shot. You could not take this, but it's nice to have that extra mobility. I really love bursting shot. That's like one of the main reasons I just love to begin with. Was how this used to be baseline. But yeah, double tap, Serpent Stalker's Trickery, so we get that just like passive extra damage every time we cast an aim shot, because like we're so global intensive as anyways, like it's so hard to get aim shots off, and like when you actually do get aim shot off, it'd be nice to have the extra damage attached to it, and like so you're not like running around using servicing globals. Make sure you're running around and doing like other globals. But yeah, so you kind of have to take volley here. This is the only way to really get true shot. Like this doesn't really seem good, and like to get true shot, this costs 2 points, while this costs 1 point. So it's like just seems more cost effective talent point wise to go and take true shot just with the route of volley. So you don't really use volley for the trick shots ability anymore since there's no reason to. But it's more of like just like if someone's like running around the corner and they're about to re-stealth, you get like volley one side and then flood the other side. So I mean there is some usage there. But yeah, so true shot lasts additional seconds, a little buff to true shot. So the extra 5 points to do here. You could go a couple different routes. So I think the route I'm going to go on launch is 2 points into Bullseye here, and then 2 points into Legacy of the Windrunner, so I get extra wind arrows. So aim shot will have Serpent Sting attached to it and these wind arrows attached to it to just give us some more damage every time we do get an aim shot off. And then I don't know if this Windrunner's Guidance is actually going to be that sick or not. Like a 3% chance to get 10 seconds of true shot seems cool, but I think I'd rather just buff my true shot with one of these two things. These are both honestly look like good options. Like every 50 focus you spend, you get your true shot back faster, or when it's up, you're actually just pumping more. So like these are honestly both good options. When the actual game comes out, we'll have to see which feels better, but I feel like you can't really go wrong with either. So yeah, that's like 2, 4, 5. So that's the 5 extra points we're gonna get in that side of the tree. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This tree seems pretty straightforward. Like, just reading through all the options, I don't really see anything. Like, all the other options that I don't have don't really seem like they would be more valuable than what I've chosen. Baseline. Like, this would be nice maybe to get some extra crit, but you don't really have the points to allocate. I don't know if it's better than the other things I've taken. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's pre-patch. There's some things that are going to change, but Dragonflight comes out in 2 weeks. We'll level and we'll play around with it a little bit more and see. But this is what I'm working with right now. I know a lot of people were interested to see and hear what I had to say about the talent tree. But yeah, that's it. we pretty much all specs have the same utility, so it's gonna be nice having a pet stun. I love this entrapment. These are some cool changes. It'll be fun having all this utility and like doing like more hunter stuff. As I'm just scared that aim shot is just gonna be very weak. Like the whole reason MM was like playable, like it was MM in Shadowlands was worse than BM and Survive because it had less consistent damage. But when you would kite and create distance and actually get an aim shot off, the damage you would do, like you would do your damage in bursts, and it was like actually you could actually punish people for chasing you. You could actually punish people for leaving you alone. Like you could actually impact the game with your damage. And I feel like if all these specs have the same utility and aim shot is just not doing any damage, like you're basically just playing a hunter that casts, so it might be very weak compared to the other two. But as long as it's like semi-playable and not like a handcuff to your team, I'm definitely excited to play and excited to try to make it work. But yeah, the first month or two of Dragonflight, we're gonna see what's up, and we're gonna be testing a lot of stuff and trying to make it work. But I honestly am really scared that I'm just gonna end up being a survival hunter or a BM hunter or something for threes at least, like because I do want to push threes and like play jungle, and like I don't want to like hamper my team, you know. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the tree so far. Alright, so here we got just a game from Prepatch. I was playing with my boy Kai Storm on his priest, doing a little disc into the Kings of Prepatch, the Demon Hunter, just showcase some of the new utility and like how you kind of want to think about some of the new things you can do. So I camoed and then called my pet out because I wanted to hit the DH's eye and then make my way for a trap. Because like I don't really want to pet stun trap. Like we're not a BM hunter, serve hunter, right? Like we want to stun our kill target. That was the biggest weakness we never had. So I trap for stealth and I stun the DH so he can't reverse, and then I just true shot into it, chunk him a little bit here. We get a little fear off. Honestly, it would have been more high value to just fear the DH and let me swap priest. We swap priest here with the Kyrian arrow, kill him, double tap rapid fire. He's res Lego though. Can't wait for that to be out of the game. He hangs on here though. Scatter the DH defensively. See, this is where like scatter versus binding shot, like it's nice to just scatter defensively sometimes. Like he was still on stun DR for my intim, but like I just need to scatter him just to get distance. It's like if I didn't have scatter there, I would have binding shot. I would have been like a DR stun, so like it would have been not that worth. I tried to stop that priest fear by throwing a Kobe trap, but it didn't really happen. I trinket turtle here on this because this DH is doing a lot of illegal shit and overtuned as fuck, just pumping. Cool, we get a nice little Dublé here. I can't trap off of it, though, because I kind of whiffed my trap earlier trying to stop the fear on my priest. He just blurs, so not much we can do. Running around. Could, like, steel trap behind the pillar here at max level if he chased me, right? But we don't have that yet. Do a little rando trap into a pet stun on the DH. I had to feign this mind control on my aim shot cast because I couldn't get it off. But throw a little Chakram's explosive shot here manually. That is one thing I will say, like pressing explosive shot now, like separately, it definitely feels weird. Because like before explosive shot and careful aim were on the same row, so you would like never play explosive shot. So the global of explosive shot feels pretty clunky too, not gonna lie. But it does some nice extra burst too though if you can like try to fit it in. I'm not sure what the best way to use explosive shot is. So this is a nice use of entrapment now. Like he was running at my priest for a fear, so I tar trapped him first to root him so he couldn't get the fear, and then I trapped him off the root too. And then he gets full feared off. So him pushing for that fear just put him in CC for a long time. So yeah, that entrapment's going to be sick. I get Sigil hunted here. He domes. We get a Ray. I kick the healer, and then I scatter the healer to like CC the Ray. But the DH just like procs a demon or something. Or maybe just the Ray Serenity healed him a lot. He's very alive. Right here, I'm freaking out a little bit because there's like 1 second left on his Fleshcraft immunity, and I pet stunned into it like a bot. I didn't really notice it, but that would have been a nice stun to peel him off me there. He probably would have just trinketed it anyways, though. But I'm taking a lot of damage here. I'm trying to live. My priest PSs me, and the DH runs away from the PS. It's just hitting my priest for swap pressure. I just throw my arrow and go the priest. Big damn. So we are going to lose that crit in Dragonflight, but we're still going to have the wall hacks if they run from us. So, yeah. I mean, that was just a lock and load proc with double tap rapid fire. But yeah, some nice utility. Some nice utility now we have between pet stun and entrapment. It'll be cool. I'm excited for Dragonflight. This guy's just running around. Now there's a 99 HP and then leaves the game like a ledge. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to drop a like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. If you want to join my stream community, there's a link in the description below for the Discord to stay updated and see what's up. that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.